What's going on, everyone? My name is Henry from Ahead of the Curve 94. On today's show, we're going to talk about every single 2024 released film that I saw in the previous year. In case you're wondering what I felt about your favorite TV series of the year, check out that video as well. Part 1 is already out. Welcome to Part 2, movies. As I stated in Part 1, there will be no spoilers here. If I did a dedicated review to something we're discussing, expect spoilers in that video. But in this one, you're safe, at least for now. First thing we're going to talk about, A Quiet Place Day One. As a fan of the first two movies, I'm a really big fan of those. I don't have them for some reason. Add it to the list. Yeah, huge supporter of this franchise. Very excited to see where we go from here, especially with part 3 coming up. I didn't expect to have to say this to you people, but this one sort of needs to justify its existence. This is sort of like the big Hollywood version. I mean, of course, they're all Hollywood films, produced by Paramount, whatever. But this one, they really just expanded the world. It's not something you personally need to own, but it's centered by this great performance by Lupita Nyong'o. Definitely one of my favorite actors. It's okay. Moving on to Boy Kills World, which will be the first of 2 Bill Skarsgård's films that we're going to review. I'm sorry, not review. We're going to discuss them very quickly here. Boy Kills World, I've seen it once on streaming. This is where it belongs, okay? It is fun, but I'm not going to hold on to really anything from it outside of it's kind of silly, okay? Yeah, there's a few memorable sequences and scenes, but I don't think you really need to rush out and see this, and I don't really think people did because it was probably a little bit of a bomb, but yeah, tough year for old Bill Skarsgård. Hopefully this year, 2025, will be better once they release that It series. Super excited for that. Boy Kills World, it's fun and forgettable. Stream it once. People, I'm excited to talk about this one very briefly. Civil War. Did not expect to really like this one, but straight up, people, this is like a top 3 of the year for me. I really enjoyed it. I love that it's just sort of ground level. It's gritty. It's raw. It's not necessarily the most story-driven film. It's about a revolution that takes place within one country. But man, I gotta say, this one kind of stuck with me. And for that, I'm gonna give it a rating of add it to the collection. Moving on to possibly my biggest disappointment of the year, at least in cinemas. On display here, next to the Batman that I mentioned in part 1 when we discussed Penguin, next to the Batman, I have Logan on display, people. Logan is a top tier New Religion Plus rated film that I think I'll hold on to forever, probably. Deadpool and Wolverine kinda sucks. It's not a bad film. It's just disappointing. Like, this is just a glorified cameo fest, which, if that's what you're into, great. I kind of need more to hold on to outside of cameos. It's a great farewell to a bunch of movies that raised me as a kid. There are moments of just greatness within this film. Moments where I just stopped and... But there's so much other shit that's just like, this isn't Deadpool. Like, Deadpool doesn't need to save the world. Deadpool needs to be ground level, low stakes. And then you bring back Hugh Jackman. He's good in this one, but he really gave it all in Logan. It's just, the tank is empty. Up next, we're going to talk about Dune 2. Yeah! I'm sorry, you can't say the title without vocalizing really loudly. Dune 1 came out during the COVID pandemic. I remember watching it at home on Max. I thought it was really good. Dune 2 is, I guess, the film that I wanted from Dune 1. Yeah, I'm sorry to say this, people, because I know Dune's about a lot more than just, action scenes, but I'm sorry, that's what I wanted, okay? I want to see this world explored, but also I want to see motherfuckers ride giant sandworms. Literally, Dune 1 crawled, so Doom 2 can walk. And yeah, I don't love these movies. I will be honest. I really like them. So I'm going to give this the highest possible. Stream it. All right, what are we talking about next? Alphabetical order. The Fall Guy, which I'm realizing starts with a T technically. So we're going to change it to Fall Guy, not the game. I went with my mom to see this movie, who, if I'm not mistaken, really enjoyed this one. I don't think I need to rewatch this one ever again. I kind of want to, just because I don't know if I'm fair enough to it, okay? This was for the unrecognized folks, the people that actually do the hard work. And, for a movie around stunt work, it's kind of amazing in the worst way that a lot of the cool stunts are it's enhanced by CGI. And I thought we were gonna go John Wick level. Maybe this one hurt because it was just completely against my expectations, but the core relationship, those two on the cover, there was definitely some in-fucking on set. I refuse to believe it. They are too good together. Waste of damn time. This next one, I was super excited and highly anticipating this one as well. Shame on me, I know, people. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I saw this in theaters when I had, I don't know, it felt like the flu. It was very flu-like symptoms. I probably shouldn't have been there out of responsibility to, not getting other people sick. This was a goddamn fever dream. It was so loud, so long, disjointed, and cut to shit. I didn't like this one at all when I saw it. I have yet to rewatch it. It's on Max right now, just waiting for me, and I don't know if I care. So yeah, waste of damn time. I can't even remember what rating I gave it in the review, so check that one out. Next, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. Do you remember Godzilla 2014? Do you remember how grounded it was? They tried to make it, just as realistic as possible, kind of gritty. And then you cut to a decade later and it's just covered in neon. This is probably my least favorite film in this franchise. Yeah, even more so than the second Godzilla film. Just to be clear, my favorite out of all of them is Kong Skull Island, which I thought was really fun, but also kind of brutal. That one, I think, balanced it perfectly. I've been chasing that high since 2017. Godzilla versus Kong, it's solid. Okay, it's stupid, dumb fun. The New Empire, the sequel, huge drop off. And it really sucks because that Monarch show was also pretty decent. Waste of damn time. Yeah, the story of today. Luckily, we talked about that shitty movie. Let's talk about a good one, okay? I need to lift my spirits up, and alphabetically speaking, it's next. So, Inside Out 2. I did not review a lot of animated films this year. I need to definitely get back on it. Inside Out 2 definitely deserves its own dedicated review, which, I kind of wish I did it when it was fresh. But yeah, watch this film. It's woke. It's modern. Yes, we're going to face a lot of modern issues. So if your, issue is the alphabet people of the rainbow variety, you probably won't like it. I thought it was fucking great. New Religion. Check it out. At this point in the video, folks, we have about 7 more films to discuss. Let's talk about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, for those who are listening and not watching, I have a War for the Planet of the Apes poster up there. Is Kingdom a worthy successor? Which I believe was on the thumbnail. Kingdom is a solid foundation for what seems to be a new trilogy. Even when I went back to that other trilogy, the first film is the weakest because it's sort of establishing, everything. It has a lot riding on it that the sequels can sort of expand on. What I'm trying to say is definitely watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but understand that it is not an upper tier like, Dawn and War, in my opinion at least. This is right on the same level as Rise, and from here, I don't know where this could go, but the potential, I'm excited. Let's just say that. So yeah, with that being said, add it to the collection. It's a fun time. What's not a fun time is the next film we're going to talk about. This one's actually kind of special to me, people. I have a series called The Shit Show where I talk about bad movies, usually movies that are, lowly rated on like Rotten Tomatoes or just critically panned. In this particular case, as I'm recording this, on TV here is my Cats 2019 review. Madam Web is the very first video in that series. I don't think that you need to see this one personally. It's not fun. I did not have a good time watching it in theater. No, Madam Web is just not worth it. And it was the only Sony Spider-Man spinoff film that I saw this year. I'm sorry, Venom 3 and Craven. If there's anything else, man, I did not care after Madam Web. Waste of damn time. And while we're speaking of waste of damn time, as of this recording, I saw it like 3 or maybe 4 days ago, so it's definitely really fresh in my mind as of right now. Nosferatu, which is the second Bill Skarsgård film that we are talking about in this very video. Like I said, rough year for the guy. Nosferatu is a classic tale that's been retold a million times. I'm a personal huge fan of the 1992 Bram Stoker's Dracula movie. That is like top 5 horror films of all time for me. So I come from that stance. Nosferatu is really well made. I love the look and the sound of it. I'm not into what's happening on screen. It does not help that the star of this film, besides Nosferatu himself, is played by Lily Rose Depp of the Idol fame. I've yet to see this actor in anything that I've liked, so that it's a big hindrance, and it was just working against it the entire time. By the end, she did not convince me of her acting skills. I feel like Nepo babies such as John David Washington really get a bad rep. In the case of Lily Rose Depp, not working. We need someone else. It's just not happening, Hollywood. Please stop. Like I said at the beginning of this segment, waste of damn time. It's just, no. Moving on to the final 4 movies that we're going to discuss today. Smile 2 is up next. If you like Smile 1, check out Smile 2. This one it expands on Smile 1 in the best way possible. It takes that really small scale and then just fucking ups it to like 11. I would definitely put this in my top 5 horror films of the year. I want to own it. I'm definitely going to buy a copy for sure. So yeah, add it to the collection. It's a great time. While I enjoyed Smile 2, let's talk about another movie that came out in theaters that I was highly anticipating, because I'm a huge fan of this series, despite the movies that we've just been bombarded with for the last 18 years or so. Transformers 1. This is the animated film that released in theaters starring just so many heavy hitters. This one is gorgeous and it's hilarious. Transformers 1, I feel like I watched this when I had a migraine or a headache. I don't think I fully was able to sit down and just, let it pull me in. I gotta be honest with you. Kind of like Furiosa, which also had Chris Hemsworth in it. Okay, I'm noticing a theme here. I remember liking it a lot. I remember chuckling and laughing at a bunch of bits. And it can get deep when it needs to. That Megatron performance, dope. It didn't stay with me. So with that being said, I think this is a really high streaming movie. For the penultimate film in this video, we're going to talk about Trap. Full disclosure, I had to rewatch this because I fell asleep watching this at home. So luckily it's on Max. Yeah, I had to come back to it, but this one is so goddamn stupid. It's not as stupid as a typical M. Night Shyamalan film, just for the record. This is not The Happening, okay, or Lady in the Water. But, man, this one is so stupid. I had such a fun time with it that trying to explain so many stupid details and, like, how we got here. Yeah, I don't know why, but this one, it kind of pulled me in. And, hey, really high, stream it. It's not amazing. It will not change your life. Speaking of life changing, let's get into the last film of the video. I saved this one for last, but it is honestly my favorite thing that I've seen all year, and the thing that I keep wanting to revisit. I don't have it on set, which kind of pissed me off because I thought I'd have it by now, but money's been tight. Long story short, the holidays are now over. Alien Romulus. Yes, as someone who has an Alien poster on the other side of the set, right next to the Planet of the Apes, by the way. Huge Alien fan. Matter of fact, right here within an arm's reach, we have the Alien quadrilogy. I love this shit right here, okay? Alien it's one of my favorite series of all time. It's amazing because there's not a lot of great films within this franchise, but somehow that I've never let Alien go. Alien Romulus is exactly what I needed to wash out that Prometheus and Alien Covenant taste out of my mouth. Unfortunately, we get a little taste of those films within Alien Romulus, but it doesn't overstay in my opinion. The biggest hindrance to me within this film wasn't the acting or the story or whatever. It was a very distracting CGI face, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. It was completely unnecessary and it took me out of it every fucking time it was on screen. That's the just most nagging issue I have with this film, and that's not enough to dampen the experience. New Religion! Yes, this is my favorite release of the year, hands down, even more so than The Boys Season 4, yes. Check out my review as well, that was a fun time. I'm definitely considering doing a Take 2 review of that, so hey, if that's something you like, let me know. With that being said, people, I think I've held up enough of your time. It's been fun as hell, people, and I want to say thank you for joining me on this adventure. I'm sure it looks weird because I'm on this side of the room where all the games are. You know, goddamn Thor's hammers over here on top of my PlayStation. Yeah, I don't ask why, I don't know. But I really need to tell you all, even if you're not a subscriber, even if you don't leave a like, or even if you don't comment, thank you so much for taking this time to view this video. I'm just another neckbeard on the internet. It's hard to stand out, so you know, any and all views are appreciated, and I just can't thank you enough for just, yeah, thank you. So with that being said, join the cause or whatever. My name is Henry from Ahead of the Curve 94, and I'm signing out, y'all. Deuces. Hey, it's me again, the guy from the thing you just watched or fell asleep on, and you know who you are. Either way, I just need to say thank you so much. You deserve a reward, so there you go. And while we're here, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and most definitely check out another video. Perhaps this one right here, or maybe that one over there. The choice is entirely up to you. And that is the Ahead of the Curve promise.